Palo Verde Generating Station is located approximately 50 miles west of downtown Phoenix, near the community of Wintersburg. It is the largest nuclear energy facility in the country, producing enough electricity for millions of customers in Arizona, Southern California, New Mexico, and West Texas. Palo Verde works to safely and efficiently generate electricity for the long term and to proactively prepare for the remote possibility of a radiological emergency. In the unlikely event of an emergency at Palo Verde, emergency response organizations will initiate the off-site emergency response plan. As part of a continual improvement process, departments from the state of Arizona, Maricopa County, the city of Buckeye, and Palo Verde annually exercise this plan. The plan details the roles and responsibilities of federal, state, and local governments, Palo Verde, and volunteer organizations like the American Red Cross in protecting the public from the effects of exposure to radioactive material. The Off-Site Emergency Response Plan identifies 2 emergency planning zones, or EPZs, a term decision makers use to identify areas in the immediate vicinity of the plant. People who live or work at a distance of 10 or fewer miles away from the Palo Verde plant are said to be within the 10-mile EPZ and could be asked to take protective action in an emergency. A protective action is any action taken to protect the public's health in response to an emergency. Evacuation and shelter in place are the most effective protective actions against radiation exposure. Officials communicate which areas should take recommended protective actions using the sectors outlined on the 10-mile EPZ map. The 10-mile emergency planning zone is outlined by an imaginary circle on a map with Palo Verde at its center. The circle has a radius of 10 miles. Everything, including homes and businesses, within the circle is part of the EPZ. The 10-mile EPZ is divided into 16 sectors and 10-mile rings. The rings are numbered 1 through 10. Each ring represents a distance of 1 mile. Sectors are lettered A through R. The letters I and O are omitted to prevent confusion with the numbers 1 and 0. People who live within 10 miles of the Palo Verde plant can find their location on the map in 4 easy steps. First, locate your home or work address on the map. Second, identify your sector using the letters along the outer edge of the map. Then determine the distance from Palo Verde by counting the number of rings between your address and Palo Verde. Once you've identified your location, study the evacuation routes. Identify 2 ways out of your neighborhood and the 10-mile EPZ. Lastly, write down your sector letter and mile number. For example, if your major cross streets are Baseline Road and 331st Avenue, you live in Sector E and in mile ring 6. You live in E6. State and county officials will notify residents in the 10-mile EPZ of an emergency at Palo Verde using the outdoor warning siren system. When residents hear the sirens, they are instructed to turn on the radio or TV for public safety information. Additional notification may occur through reverse 911, wireless emergency alerts, or community emergency notification systems. The message from state and local officials may include instructions to evacuate or shelter in place. Shelter in place means to go indoors and stay there, to close all windows and doors, and may include turning off heating, air conditioning, and ventilation systems. If asked to evacuate, the public would be directed to a designated reception and care center for radiological monitoring. It is important that all evacuees go to the reception and care center even if they do not need shelter assistance. There are several schools within the 10-mile EPZ. If a school is evacuated, the students will be bused to a student reunification location where they can be picked up by parents or guardians. A radiological emergency is just one type of hazard. The state also experiences extreme heat in the summer, flooding, power outages, and wildfires. Prepare yourself and your family for all hazards in 4 easy steps. Develop a family communication plan that includes an out-of-town contact. Build an emergency go kit with enough food, water, and prescription medications to last at least 3 days. Be informed of local hazards, including flood and fire risk, and inspire others by your preparedness example. For more information about Palo Verde Generating Station and emergency preparedness, visit ein.az.gov.